everyone, I'm Kelly with the Suburban Soapbox, and today we are making a quick and easy chicken marinade. This marinade is super simple to make. It's a little sweet, tangy, and makes the most moist and tender chicken ever. So the ingredients you're going to need, it kind of looks like there's a lot, but all of these ingredients are integral to making the best chicken marinade. And it's going to only take you about 2 minutes to throw it together. I like to mix everything together in a measuring cup because you have the lines here. So if you're good at math, you can kind of add, like as you're going, like half a cup of oil, half a cup of balsamic vinegar, and so on and so forth. So this is my way of making sure that I don't have a ton of dishes in the kitchen. You're also going to need some sugar, soy sauce, some seasonings. I like to use a little bit of Worcestershire sauce for a little like umami flavor. It just gives it a little oomph in the background of your marinade. You don't really know what it is, but you would miss it if it's not there, kind of thing. Balsamic vinegar, you can use any type of vinegar you want, but I really like the syrupy nature and sweetness that a balsamic vinegar gives it. A little bit of honey for some sweetness, and oil. I also have a lemon as well. Let's talk about marinade basics first. So marinades, any kind of marinade for any type of meat, it's 3 elements. So it's a fat, which would be like your oil. It's an acid, which is any type of like vinegar or citrus juice, and then seasonings. And the seasonings can be anything from like fresh chopped garlic to any type of herb or any of the herbs and seasonings that you have in your cabinet now. So you can really play with the ingredients as much as you want to make the flavors that you're looking for. So this is just the marinade that I've been making for my family for years. We use it like all summer long for chicken, veggies. You can even use it for a steak. So to make it, we're going to whisk everything together in our measuring cup. So we're going to add the oil. You can use any type of oil. I like to use an olive oil, of course not an extra virgin olive oil, you just want to use like basic olive oil. You can use canola oil, peanut oil, any kind of oil you want. And then we're going to add the balsamic vinegar. And it looks like a lot of vinegar, but it's really not. So we're gonna add about a half a cup of vinegar. And then we're going to add the Worcestershire sauce and just a couple tablespoons of that. The soy sauce. The soy sauce adds some saltiness as well, so you really don't need to overkill with the salt when you do add it. Okay, we're gonna add some honey for sweetness, a couple tablespoons of that. And we're also gonna use the brown sugar. And the reason I'm using both is because brown sugar has molasses in it, so you get like that richness of the molasses flavor. The honey, I just like the kind of earthy nature of a honey, so I like to use that in there as well. I'll just add a little bit of brown sugar, not even measuring, just gonna eyeball it. Now I like to use an Italian seasoning blend. Italian seasoning has like a ton of other herbs mixed in together, so it's kind of like a one and done situation. So it has oregano and marjoram and basil, lots of goodness in there. And instead of putting chopped garlic in here, I like to use garlic powder. I feel like the flavor of the garlic gets into the chicken more than if I were to chop up a garlic clove and put it in here. And then smoked paprika. I love smoked paprika because it gives it some smoky flavor. And then we're going to zest our lemon. And now the juice of the lemon. So we'll just cut this in half. And because you're not gonna be like drinking or eating this marinade, you don't even have to catch the seeds. If you're taking your lemon straight out of the refrigerator and you wanna juice it, you can pop it in the microwave for about 10 seconds and that'll loosen everything up. This has been sitting at room temperature, so I'm able to juice it pretty easily. And last but not least, salt and pepper. And I just put in a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper because you already have a lot of flavor going on in there. So you don't need too much more. Now I'm just gonna whisk it all together with a fork. You wanna make sure you get the stuff on the bottom because the honey will settle into the bottom and kind of be a little stubborn. So you just wanna make sure you whisk it until everything is like combined and the honey is dissolved a little bit. And don't skip out on any of the fat or the acid. Fat equals flavor. You need it to keep your chicken moist. The acid, which is the lemon and the vinegar, that's what tenderizes your meat. That's what kind of gives it a little bit of flavor, but also keeps it from being like tough. It allows everything to like get inside of your chicken. All right, so now we're just going to add the chicken to a Ziploc bag. I like to add it to the Ziploc bag because it's kind of like, you can press the air out, kind of like seal it in there a little bit more. And I like to store it in like a storage container like this. So you're gonna pop it in the refrigerator for a few hours. This will contain any unfortunate leaks that may come into your bag. And you're just gonna pop your chicken into the bag and prep it any way you want. If you wanna trim it, if you wanna use bone in, skin on, this works really well. I've grilled bone in, skin on chicken with this marinade and it's pretty amazing. Before you pour this in, you wanna just give it a quick little whisk again because everything will settle. Everything will separate, your oil will float to the top. You wanna make sure everything is combined really well. So now we're gonna pour the marinade into the bag with your chicken, and then we'll save that for when we bake it. And zip it, and then press out some of that air. So it'll be like one of those, like a homemade vacuum seal bag. And then all your chicken is completely coated in that marinade. And again, store it in the refrigerator. You can marinate your chicken for an hour or up to about 12 hours. I don't recommend going beyond that because the acid will kind of make the outside of your chicken become a little bit mushy or tough. So you wanna make sure that you don't over marinate it. You definitely can over marinate your chicken. So we'll just pop this in the fridge and then it'll be ready for me when I'm ready to cook dinner. So now I grabbed my chicken from the refrigerator and it's ready to cook. So this has been marinating for a little longer than I would recommend, but it's still gonna be good. Tongs would be great here. Pull it out, put everything on the baking sheet. And I'm just doing some chicken breasts here. These will bake up in about 20-25 minutes. And then you do not ever want to use the marinade that your chicken has been in. It's contaminated. Even if you cook it, it's kind of funky. It's just like on the edge. Don't do it. So that's why I saved a little bit of marinade here. So you can do two things with this marinade. You can pour some more on top of your chicken before you bake it, or you can put it in a saucepan and bring it to a boil over medium-high heat and just let it reduce. You'll see the line in the pan go down. You can reduce it by half and make like a reduction out of it. It is fabulous as a sauce drizzled on top. So now I'm gonna put these in the oven, 425 for about 20 to 25 minutes. You'll just wanna check them halfway through because I have some smaller chicken breasts here and then a larger one. So you might, if you have this situation, you might have to take off the smaller ones before the larger one is done or they're gonna get overcooked. And that's it. That is how easy it is to make the best chicken marinade for any type of chicken that you want. I'm just gonna plate these up and then I'm having lunch. Now that my chicken's done and it's all plated up, I am going to take a bite. So good. My chicken is a little sweet and you can taste the tang from the vinegar and the lemon. It's perfectly fresh, moist and tender, just the way I like it. If you like this video, please be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. For more easy recipes, visit thesuburbansoapbox.com. Thanks again.